So, you want to improve your filmmaking. This is how you can use composition to make your shots look epic.
We're going to show you 5 simple steps that are going to give your videos that cinematic feel. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Gary and this is Russ and we're part of Cloudhill Productions. Today we're here in sunny Lyme Regis to take you through composition.
Now when creating videos, composition can make your shots more visually attractive and have a powerful effect on your viewer.
So one of the first things we kind of go through is the rule of thirds. So let's take a look. The rule of thirds is generally used in filmmaking and it looks a little bit like this. Now, in most cameras, this will be switched off, so you may want to consider switching it back on, as this will be a helpful tool in going forward and being able to frame your shot. Now, what is the rule of thirds? The rule of thirds is made up of 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. Now, on those lines, there is 4 intersecting points. By placing our subject on these points or lines, we're more drawn to these areas, which leads to a more pleasing image. Now, this can be done with one subject, but sometimes using other points can help lead your eye around the frame. But when conducting interviews, you will generally find that the person you're interviewing will be looking through shot, with the face on the intersection and their eyes on the top third. We'd also consider the rule of thirds when filming landscapes. We can place the horizon either on the top third or the bottom third, depending on what part of the landscape or sky is most interesting. So, quick tip, if you don't get it quite right, try and adjust it in post. But always remember, try and get it in camera first.
So number 2, leading lines. Now these are actual lines within your shot that lead directly to your subject. They don't have to stop at the subject and can carry on, but as long as they take your viewer to what you want them to see. Like this line here leads directly to me. When looking around, there are so many different elements that you can use as leading lines, such as roads, paths, benches, walls, anything that leads your audience's attention to a particular point within your shot that you feel is important. Now you can set a shot up with lines in it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're leading to the subject. With a creative use of angles, gives your shots real depth with those lines leading you to your key element.
Adjusting your depth of field allows you to clearly define the foreground and background and dictate what the viewer will focus on. The easiest way to control the depth of field is to adjust the aperture. When you use a wider aperture, most objects in front and behind your subject will fade out of focus. When you use a narrow aperture, your plane of focus will be wider and virtually everything in front of and behind your subject will appear acceptably sharp. Another way is to adjust your focal length. A short focal length can capture more of the scene in front of you, but a longer focal length can magnify your subject, therefore capturing less of the scene in front of you. Symmetry can be a powerful compositional tool because humans are naturally drawn to symmetry and balance. If you want your subject to stand out, you can put them in the center of frame. Symmetry is often used in moments when a character is experiencing a powerful moment. It draws the viewer's attention to them in a unique way. Framing is a technique that involves using elements of a scene to create a frame around your subject. This may serve to emphasize your subject, but can also provide context and help you tell a story through your image. Including a frame within a frame is another effective way of portraying depth in a scene. Look for elements such as windows, arches, or overhanging branches to frame the scene. The frame does not necessarily have to surround the entire shot to be effective. So that's 5 compositional techniques that can help your videos become more epic.
And remember, the more that you use them and get used to them, you'll realise how many can apply to one shot.
So don't forget, keep practicing, practicing, and practicing.
And why not like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video? We've got lots more coming.
So don't forget, be spontaneous,
Be inspired.